All right, guys. Thank you guys for tapping in, tuning in. You were watching the second part of free modules. I have a crypto module. I don't know if I'm gonna post this one first or the crypto one first. Probably this one. But I'm gonna explain how people are making money or how we make money nowadays in 2026 with CPNs, right? So 2026, a lot of things change, a lot of things update from 2024 when I was heavily in the CPNs. So CPNs, how do we make money with them in 2026? So the main thing, I'll say this, CPNs basic thing that you do with a CPN is use it as a secondary credit profile. So if you have fucked up personal credit, you make a CPN, that way you're able to get financing, get an apartment, things like that, and you have bad credit. That is the basic premise of a CPN, why most people use them. I understand a lot of you guys probably don't care about making money with CPNs. I know some of you do, but I feel like a lot of you guys, at least a lot of the females that hit me up, you guys are more just wanting it to get an apartment or get a car or something like that, which I get. That's like the basic thing you can do with a CPN. Pretty easy. Just got to add trade lines, primaries, all that to the score. But we put the basics here. First thing you need to be able to even use a CPN for anything is a trade line on that CPN. So a CPN is credit, right? It's credit. It is a credit profile. So CPN is a credit profile. Credit privacy number is the actual meaning of CPN, credit privacy number, but simple terms, CPN is a credit profile. So how do you use any other credit profile? You got to start thinking about a CPN how you would use, your regular credit. So we're going to build the CPN, the credit profile. We want to add positive history. You want to add positive history to your CPN because your CPN is going to come blank. So your regular credit profile, we'll put SSN. Then we'll put, so this is our CPN, this is our SSN. So your SSN probably has bad history, shit like that on it, which is the reason you're going to be using a credit profile number. Now, if your regular SSN doesn't have bad credit, that's fine. You already have your apartment, you already have a car, you're good with your normal credit. That is cool. So then you can use a CPN to make money with these ways. But the first step in understanding how to use a CPN is understanding how they work, what we're doing with the CPN, what the basics are. So basically a credit privacy number, which is the same as an SSN. It's looked at as the same. The way we build a credit privacy number, a CPN, is with adding positive history. That is the main thing that makes a credit profile good or bad, the history. So the way we build a CPN, which is a blank profile, blank credit profile, is we add positive history. We do this by trade lines, and primaries. We add positive history with trade lines and primaries. Now, these are similar, right? You have trade lines and primaries on your regular SSN. The problem you're probably facing is that you have bad history on your regular SSN. Your trade lines and primaries have bad history, which causes a bad score. This is why we use a CPN. It's so we can redo our SSN. It's like being born again. Imagine your CPN is rebirthing you. It's rebirthing your credit profile, shit like that. So that is the reason we use a CPN. It is blank, so we're able to build it and manipulate the file. This is what trade lines and primaries do. For you guys that do not understand why we add trade lines, why we add primaries, add trade lines, we add primaries to build positive history. You can't just have a blank credit profile and expect to get approved for something. Now, people in the real world, when they use their real SSN and you see them getting approved for all these big loans, these nice houses, these nice cars, because they have good positive history on their SSN, which is hard. Once you have messed up your SSN, once you have messed up a credit profile, it takes time to rebuild it, which is the point of making a CPN, is so that we can have something to do while we're in that rebuilding time. So you want to add trade lines, you want to add primaries. This is the first step to building your CPN. The next step, public records. Public records is important for a CPN because it links the credit profile to an actual human being. So you can think of public records, it's the same as with your real SSN, right? Or your real identity. You have public records. You know, you have your school transcripts, you have college transcripts, you have doctor logs, you might have 1099s, you might have taxes. That is your public records for a real SSN. That's why public records is kind of shaky when it comes to credit privacy numbers, aka CPNs. A lot of you guys say you have problems getting approved for stuff. A lot of the times it will be because of your public records. You need this credit privacy number, your CPN number, to be able to match up with a real SSN. From the second you are born, you are being tracked, data is being collected on you guys. I'm pretty sure you understand the internet, like Google, sites like Google, cookies, tracking, you know, people's online fingerprints. Though is part of public records. All that stuff links together. You need to understand how these banks use public records to verify that a credit profile is real. Things like a Netflix account, you know, maybe a food app. That all contributes to public records. So think about your credit privacy number, your CPN, the same way you would think about your personal information. I'm sure you guys have a DoorDash account you order from. I'm sure you guys have a credit card you use, a bank card you use. I'm sure you guys have some online subscriptions that you're signed up for. You need to go ahead and do the same thing with your CPN. Treat your CPN like an SSN. Build it the same way. Use that information the same way. And that's how you're going to get it built, to be able to use it like an SSN. That is the part how we make money. We have to first build the CPN to match and mimic and hold up against an SSN, which means we have to add the positive history, trade lines with trade lines and primaries, and then we need to add public records. Basically, public records, you can consider public records like identity verification, which is still the same when you talk about public records. Make sure you have an ID ready for your CPN. Make sure all your numbers are clean, your driver's license number clean. You guys have to remember, you are making a new identity out of thin air. You can't use a driver's license number that's already been used or linked somewhere else to somebody else. The DMV is able to give new driver's license number. Why are you not able to make one for your CPN? Again, if you need help with this stuff, this is what you need to join the school for or pay for my services, because we do this stuff for you, okay? Making sure your CPN number is clean, making sure driver's license number is clean, making sure all your documents are clean, making sure your public records is going to get approved and is visible to creditors when you go to apply using your credit privacy number, aka your CPN. This stuff is very, 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 very important. Public records. Now, again, make sure identity verification, you understand, is part of public records. The same identity that you're pushing on these public record sites, you know, signing up for Netflix, maybe you get a gym membership, you know what I'm saying? You get a DoorDash account, buy some gift cards, some online subscriptions using the CPN information. That is part of your identity, part of the public records, which is then you need to have an ID to match all that information that you've been inputting in the systems. All these online systems, these computers, these websites, they track you, they track your information, they track who you are, and they upload it to, you know, data pools, which is part of public records. This right here is the main building blocks of your CPN. Trade lines and primaries and public records. That is the main thing that needs to be focused on. Trade lines and primaries. Stop being cheap, guys. If you want a CPN that you can use and actually make money off of, you have to put some money into it. You guys are very cheap, and that's why you're seeing problems. Stop being cheap. You end up losing money in the long run because you get some bullshit you can't use. If you're going to want to invest in a CPN, you actually want to make money, save money aside. Save a good chunk. Save at least $500 so we can build you a CPN that's going to get you approved for something. It's hard for people to work with $150, G. You got to save some money up if you're serious about this. If you're not serious, just keep working, bro. This stuff might not be for you. If you're serious, you need to save a bag. That way we can work with you. We can actually build you something that's going to get you approved for something. A lot of you guys hit me up saying you got scammed or you bought something you can't use. You're buying from these shaky vendors that are lowballing for a reason. They just want you guys pop your head in the door. Oh, a CPN, 150? Yeah, these other guys are charging 1,500. I got you. Boom, you just got ripped out of your little 150 for a reason. You get what you pay for, guys. You get what you pay for. Okay? If I go to a taco place and the tacos are 50 cents for 3 tacos, I'll bet those tacos suck. You get what you pay for. You pay for cheap things, you get cheap service. You pay a premium, you get premium service, guys. I'm here to help you guys. I'm here to look out for you. That's why I'm teaching you this. That's why I get in front of this motherfucking whiteboard and teach you guys this shit so you understand it, okay? This right here is the main meat and potatoes of a CPN. Trade lines and primaries and public records. If you have these in positive history, I guarantee you are going to get approved. This is what you need to build. Positive history. Use trade lines and primaries to do that and build your public records. That way you have this stuff right here will get you a good score. This will get you be able to be approved, verified. You need to be able to be verified. That is where a lot of you guys are going wrong when you buy from these other vendors. They have this part down. They have the positive history. They have the trade lines. Maybe they have a primary on there, but they don't have the public records down. So when you go to apply for things, you're getting can't verify identity. You are getting that because think about how many people use CPNs, bro. People been using CPNs for years. There's a lot of information that's been used that you guys probably you can't check. You can't check if somebody's used a CPN with the same info you're using. That is why a lot of you guys are getting denied. You're using burnt out shit. And it's hard to tell. You can't really tell, but you have to use your brain to kind of think. How many people have probably been doing this for the past 10 years? I'm probably using a number. I'm probably using information that's already been put out there. And that's why I can't get approved. The vendors that you guys are going with don't give a fuck. Who is explaining it to you this crisp? I'm explaining this to you for a reason. If you're buying a CPN and you can't make any money with it, this 9 times out of 10 is what's holding you back. Your public records. Something with the information that's being used with that CPN. That is where the problem's coming from. I guarantee you. It's probably not coming from this. If you have a high score, you can check on Credit Karma or Experian or Wallet Nerd. You can check on there to see the score and what's on there. If you have a good score and can't get approved, public records, I guarantee you, is your problem. Okay? So, this is what you got to focus on building your CPN. It's not that hard of a process. This is the basics to be able to match your CPN with an SSN and start at least playing with your CPN. Now, screenshot this, okay? Boom. Now, we're going to speak on different ways you can make money with the CPN. Now, once you have that built, you have your CPN ready to build. How you go about getting money is really, if you think about it, it's up to you, right? There's iPhones, right? This is what we're going to talk about. There's iPhones you can get, right? You can go get iPhones using a CPN. iPhones are the easiest thing to get because they don't really have too hard of a credit check like a loan or something like that. They give phones to everybody. So iPhones are the first thing you can go get. Now with iPhones, the debit card has to match the credit profile name, unless you're going in store, but still, it still has to match. So make sure that your public records are right so you can open up some type of banking, Chase, Wells. For your CPN, you want to have a bank account, okay? Just so you can help with the identity verification. But there are iPhones. There's loans, CCs, right? iPhones, loans, credit cards, financing. Your CPN is a regular credit profile. So think about it like this. Things that you would go get debt for your regular SSN under your regular identity and credit profile, you can get under a CPN. So if that makes sense to you. So this is the main ways that we make money from CPNs. CPNs, we make money by borrowing and selling. Borrowing slash loaning. So this is the basics on how you make money with a CPN. You borrow or loan something or receive a loan for something and you sell it because we're using a made-up identity. So one thing I want you to realize when it comes to money and making money, the most money you'll ever make is with the method you thought of yourself because nobody else is doing it, right? That's why this is the normal stuff. And you can make cheese doing this. But if you wanted to make millions or make a lot of money, you need to come up with a play. Just think, what can I do? What's something I can do? I can't sit here and give you all my strategies because I make money off those strategies. I eat off those strategies. Unless you've paid me like you're in the university. That's why I market my university. That's why it costs. Because sauce costs. Ain't shit free, bro. So if you were to come up with your own method, your own strategy that makes you $100,000 a month, right? Maybe you figured out you can go get these loans from this one company and you can do it 5 times a month and it nets you $100K a month. All right, is the first thing you're going to do is get on YouTube and tell other people? No, you're going to maximize what you can make out of it. And whenever it stops working, then you'll probably get on YouTube and be like, oh yeah, I made all this money doing this. And then all the other people rush in to try to get money off of it. It's a lot like crypto. You'll see it in the module when I explain to you how crypto trading works, about getting in before the hype. It's the same with this. It's the same with anything when it comes to making money. You have to get in before the hype, before everybody else knows about it. Like that Chase Bank glitch. The only person who made money off the Chase Bank glitch were the people who knew about it before it hit the internet and everyone else knew about it. Then Chase patched it. Same with CPNs or any strategy. CPNs really can't die because you can't kill credit profile numbers. You'd have to recreate the whole credit system, and they're not going to do that. So your CPN, being able to build a CPN will always be the same. Now, companies do have security measures and shit like that they use nowadays to kind of try to combat CPNs, but there's always ways around it. This is my point with you guys. I just want to show you guys the basics of what you're doing so you understand it, because if you understand it, then you can kind of draft your own ideas out. So I want you guys to come up with an idea. You have your CPN built from what I just showed you. How could you get money out of it? Think about it. Think really hard. What's a method that you haven't seen, that nobody's doing, that you can do to get yourself money from your CPN? There are phones, there are loans, there's credit cards, there's financing. These are the main things that you can use your CPN for. Okay? So you could go get you some phones. You can go get you some loans, CCs, financing, all that. Just building the CPN and learning how to do it. So take this in mind, guys. This is how you make money with your CPN. You borrow / get loans for things under the CPN name, and then you sell those things that you borrowed or that you're getting a loan for profit. And then when the debt collection comes, it's under the CPN. It's under the CPN instead of your personal credit. So it's like it's not your debt, right? You're essentially using other people's money to make yourself money. How all rich people talk about. But guys, I don't want to get too long into this video because I could go all day about how specific ways I make money with CPNs. But I really want you guys to come up with your own ways to make your CPNs. That way you can make more money. You want to stay in your own lane in life, right? Because when you get into a lane that has a lot of traffic, you have a traffic jam. It slows you down. When you're in your own lane, shit, you can hit 200 on the dash. Ain't nobody in the lane. It's only your lane. You're the only one in it. You can go as fast as you want. Or you can go as slow as you want. It's your lane, though. You control the speed of that lane. When you're in other people's lanes, a lane that everyone else is in, you have to wait behind everyone else who got there first. You want to be there before the hype. Then people see you're in your lane. They see how fast you're going. Oh, let's get in his lane. Ain't no traffic jam in his lane. Now you control the pace for that lane, if that makes sense. So find yourself a new method. I want you guys to think about how to find new methods. What should I explain? Learning the basics of CPNs, how to build them, how money is made, borrowing and getting loans for things, and then selling those things that we got borrowed to us or loaned to us. Pretty simple, guys. So this was CPNs for 2026, how they work, how you make money with them. When you guys tapping in with my services, what exactly we're doing. This is what we're doing. You can never really waste money on a CPN. Having a CPN is better than not having a CPN, right? But guys, it is your boy Youngest. I want you guys to be safe while you was out there stacking that motherfucking pay, okay? Make sure y'all tap in with your boy. If you want to join the university, it's only $140 for lifetime membership. We have the Discord server, we have the Telegram server, and we have the website that I'm finishing coding currently. It's going to be one of the biggest online schools, one of the biggest productions that I've ever worked on, at least. I don't want you guys to miss out. We have the menu, silver, bronze, gold package, for whatever your needs are. Guys, please don't be scared to drop a bag and invest in yourself. Don't be scared to invest in yourself. If you're getting scammed out here, it's probably because you're going to cheap guys. You want to pay $100 and you get $100 results. Don't be cheap. Being cheap always costs you more in the long run than it does if you just paid right the first time, okay? You guys get scammed back to back to back because you keep going to these cheap little vendors thinking, oh, I'm going to just spend a little $100. That guy got me for $200, so I'm going to spend $100 with it. Guys, you just need to find someone who's solid and genuine. If you can't see through the videos who's actually solid and genuine, that's probably because you're not solid or you're not genuine. I can just look at the video and see if somebody's solid, somebody genuine, because I'm solid, I'm genuine. I know one when I see one. A lot of you guys are probably fakes. That's why you keep falling for fakes. You attract what you are. So if you're getting scammed, there's a reason for that. There's a reason for it. You need to figure that out. But guys, appreciate y'all watching. This is the last of this lesson. Screenshot that so you have it. Basically how CPNs work, how to make money with them. It is your boy Youngest. I will see you guys in the next module, okay? All right, make sure y'all safe while y'all stacking that motherfucking pay, nigga. All right, class adjourned.